Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So for today's video, I want to discuss why did I trade in my previous Model 3 for this car. So let's dig into it. Hey guys, if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Matt and this is Tech Forum. On this channel, I discuss primarily the ownership experience of living day-to-day, driving a lot of miles in a Tesla Model 3. This happens to be my second Model 3. My first Model 3 was a 2018 long-range rear-wheel drive car. I was one of the guys that stood in line and waited for a Model 3 before it was actually released. I think I waited over 2 years for my car. And I put 110,000 miles on it. I drive a lot for my business. I do in-home appliance repair, and I average about 160 miles a day, or right around 40,000 miles a year. And had my car for 3 years, again 110,000 miles. I would have put more than that on it, but the car actually sat for a couple months without being driven. I'll get into that in a minute. And so anyway, I love that car. Again, put a lot of miles on it, had a lot of modifications done to it. In that car, I developed my swiveling screen mount kit, which is not installed in this car just yet. But I traded it in recently for this car, which is a 2021 Model 3 Performance. Now, in case you're wondering, in case you think that I was dissatisfied with my other car and that's why I traded it in, that nothing could be further from the truth. In fact, I was so satisfied with it that this car is, at least from a color standpoint, a very similar spec. It is white body, black interior. I really loved my other car. But why did I trade it in? Well, there were a handful of reasons. One, it was an early car, and I was starting to have some issues with it. It had been relatively reliable through the ownership experience. However, the car was developing an issue with the steering, and the power steering effort would increase and decrease as I drove the car. I mean, tremendously. Like mid-corner, it would go, ugh, and it would get suddenly hard to turn. And it took Tesla about I think it was about 4 weeks just to diagnose the issue. They kept trying different parts. Finally, after about 50 hours of diagnostic time and a service tech commuting with the car for weeks back and forth, they were able to remedy the issue, which it needed over $4,000. Well, no, just shy of $4,000 worth of work. So I was without a car for such a long period of time, and I thought, you know, I may as well just buy a new car, and because for my business I really can't be without a car for that long. So I ordered a car online while my car was in the midst of being repaired, just because who knows how long it was going to take to fix. Tesla had never seen this issue on a Model 3 before. So that was one reason. I loved the car so much that I wanted another one. Second was winters. My first car was rear-wheel drive, and I wanted a car that would serve my purposes for my business through the winter, and all-wheel drive was really preferable. I had a couple loaner cars in the winter that were all-wheel drive, and I mean, it wasn't twice as good in the snow. It was like 10 times better. I mean, it was just a massive improvement in the winter. So that was the second reason. Third reason that I traded in my car was just technology and range. So this car uses a heat pump rather than a resistive heater to heat the cabin. So that was very important to me, because in the winter I was losing 35% of my range because the resistive heater was drawing 7,000 watts of power to heat the car, and it was just sucking my range down. This car uses a heat pump, which is far more efficient. That uses waste heat generated by the battery pack and the motor inverter and the motor itself, and recycles that heat as cabin heat, similar to a gas car using engine heat to heat the cabin. but my previous car had a resistive heater, and so in the wintertime, the efficiency was absolutely horrendous. So third reason why I traded in my car and for this car was the development of my swiveling screen mount. I wanted a later model car. This car has the updated interior with the different temp sensor in the back, and it's gotten to the point where probably 7 out of 8 screen mounts that I sell are for the updated interior Model 3 and the Model Y, which use a different cabin temp sensor. I didn't own one of those cars previously. I didn't know anyone locally that had one, so I was shipping test parts to various viewers of mine that had updated interiors to do testing for me. So I'm selling enough screen mounts at this point that it justified getting a new car, even just for that purpose. So so those are the main reasons, and so I wanted to explain it to you guys, because there seems to be this strangeness of, Matt said he was going to have his car for 250,000 miles, and well, when I bought my first Model 3, my appliance business was not as busy as it is now. I actually have an employee that's working for me now. We have a lot more work, and having a reliable car, a new car with a warranty and all that, is much more critical now than it was then. So and I figure that it's going to be very good content for the channel. So that's those are the reasons why I traded in my previous car for this one. Just a short video, but I wanted to explain it. And so yeah, if you guys have any specific questions on that, let me know. Just leave a comment in the comment section below. I'll do my best to answer it. I traded my car into Tesla of Highland Park, Illinois, and you know, honestly, I'm guessing they'll probably use it as a service loaner. It's got so many miles on it, 110,000, that it might not be worth a huge amount to sell. They actually gave me $31,300 on trade for it, so that was a blessing. My guess is they'll keep it as a service loaner. So anyway, if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments section below, and as always, stay charged. Take it easy, guys. Bye-bye now.